All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here talking about real music, real conspiracy theories, and doing it in real time for real people just like you and just like me. Never know how I'm going to do that intro sometimes. I just kind of wing it. And that's your problem, Dave. You're just winging it. You should be reading a script. Like the news media, they read a script. You know, have you seen those videos where all the news media is synchronized, like they're all reading the same thing in different newsrooms all across the country? A little bit spooky, huh? A little bit scary. Speaking of scary, the events that happened in Houston at Astroworld, that was some scary stuff. And former KISS member Ace Frehley took to Facebook and Twitter and put out some crazy QAnon conspiracy theories because Ace doesn't think that, say, child trafficking is a good thing. And here's the deal. Yeah, they say, well, there's no evidence that there's an organized group of people that are doing this kind of trafficking. And I don't know where Ace really gets this stuff. It's completely false. It's unfounded. I love the words they use, and the words are irritating me. Unfounded is right up there with protocol. Well, it's an unfounded accusation. Why? Have you debunked it? Have you physically gone out and done research and done an investigation? See, I'm not a newsroom, all right? This is not a newsroom. This is just me in a room, okay? And when I start doing these observations, I do them based on information that I read, right? Or maybe I watch a video. There are a number of, a myriad is a great word, of different ways to fill your brain with information, right? What's interesting is all of these debunkers, all of them just go, well, he's crazy. I mean, because they don't believe in any kind of supernatural realm, even though most people around the planet, I would say, believe in the virgin birth, right? They believe in the virgin. Why do they believe in the virgin birth? Is it just because they want to, or it's like, you know, a support system for them? Like they want to think something or someone is out there who at the end of all this might take them back and say, you know what, this was like a test run here and you made it, well done, come on in, right? I mean, like I said to somebody a long time ago about my own faith, I said, just let me have my delusion. But I believe, based on the things I've seen, especially recently, with what the human mind is doing when it comes to, oh, I don't know, people not surviving something that they could easily survive, and it's basically a giant laboratory, and it's okay, it's for the greater good. And what number, by the way, is the number that we decide to kind of pull back? See, in 1976, it was like 26. Now it's like 18,000, and people are like, hey, you know, go to Walgreens. And I'm just like, what? Why? Well, it's, you know, safe and effective. All right, whatever you say. But getting back to the whole Ace Frehley saying it's some kind of satanic ritual, there were people who were there who felt like a dark spirit. I've seen all the posts all over the place. 9 people have died. This guy, Travis Scott, seems like he's trying to do what's right here after the fact, but during the show, he didn't stop it soon enough. And there were all kinds of testimonies, and there was video footage of him not really taking what people were saying seriously. Was there a lot of poor planning involved? Sure. No question. The stage was kind of weirdly shaped, and a lot of people made a lot of spiritual hay, shall we say, of the fact that the stage looked kind of like an inverted cross. And we could go on and on. The point is that Ace Frehley has a right to his crazy conspiracy theory, just as, you know, blabberhead.crap has a right to print things over and over again that are demonstrably false. And most of it has to do with medical stuff. All right. So if they haven't gone out themselves and debunked the human trafficking, theory and debunked, kind of the dark spirit. Did they have coverage of this event? This is not in their music wheelhouse, so I don't think they had anyone there. So it's a lot of hearsay. And these people go out of the way to make people who don't have their worldview look stupid all the time. Well, here's Ace Frehley. We'll let him talk because, hey, we can write a great article and we can make him look like an idiot. Good thing he's still not in KISS. I'm so happy that Gene and Paul are in control over there because those guys, they're on our side. But Ace Frehley, he voted for the orange guy and he's a conspiracy theorist. It's like, what the hell, right? After a while, do we really want just one viewpoint in this country all the time? Do we want to just hear one kind of news all the time? And it's typically bad news. Oh, well, hey, the Supreme Court struck down what happened at the Fifth Circuit. Didn't happen yet, but I'm just saying they're going to go out there. It's going to be on MSNBC, wall to wall. Anti-thingers lose. Anti-thingers lose again. Isn't it great? They're all going to get, the thing because they're losing, or they're going to lose their job. We're going to snuff them out. We're going to starve them. We're going to make sure they don't have any income. We're going to alienate them. We're going to ostracize them. We're going to do an Eric Clapton on everybody, right? That's what we're going to do because we're the media. And this is what we do. We shame people into compliance because, gee, if it's so wonderful, right? Why would you have to shame anybody into doing anything? But I digress. I want to go back to the evil, okay? People who are spiritual, all right, which is the majority of the planet, by the way. And look, again, let us have our delusion. If you don't want to have the delusion with us, let us have our delusion that there's a light at the end of this demonic tunnel. Because as the world exists right now, how plausible is it that there's a dark side? And you don't have to have fervent religious faith to see that there are evil people. Little footnote here. What's going on right now at the southern border? Who's coming over the border? There are a lot of kids coming over the border, right? A lot of kids. And they're being brought here, many of them against their will, right? Because there might be some kind of a place that these kids go where they become useful to some very evil people. But there is no investigation into that. They just get on a train, get on a plane, or get on a bus, and then that's it. And then, of course, we're going to give people who are separated from these kids $400,000. What? Oh, and yeah, that's the plan moving forward. That's your Build Back Better agenda. Oh boy. Hey, look, it's down to 1.1 trillion now. It's a drop in the bucket for all those cities that need to be bailed out, right? So you can keep running them into the ground and keep surviving. Talk about a grift. It's crazy. So I'm way off track here. Well, I'm not off track because Ace Frehley is just raising a point. He's saying, I don't know if this isn't something that is real dark and demonic. He has a tattoo or something that says, not today, Satan. So he was in KISS. He's trying to repent. I don't know. I mean, he'll never fully repent because there's a lot of things that we all do and we fall short. So the only thing you can do is trust one person with your life, one person, and his name is Jesus Christ. Sorry to be doing all of this religious stuff here, but that's my view. All right. My view is as valid as Ace Frehley's view, as somebody who thinks this is all just, hey, did you hear about the Real Music Observer guy? He's like into the sky fairy god. I used to watch him, but I've turned it off. Supporting Eric Clapton, entertaining weird conspiracy theories about a concert where people die and it's just very dark. The music is dark. The whole atmosphere is dark. I mean, okay. I mean, it can happen at like a concert that isn't so dark. The point is people should be allowed to talk. When you say unfounded or debunked, then I want receipts. All right. I want receipts. You just can't throw it out there. How can you debunk the spiritual realm? And I know this is how these people get away with it, these so-called faith leaders. Look, I'm not telling you to watch Jim Bakker, okay? I'm not telling you to watch some of these people who are clearly in it for the money. What I'm telling you to do is examine what you see in the world and then come to a conclusion. In the last 18, 19 months of my life, I've seen constant darkness, and it's just like closing in. So Ace Frehley, he can have his opinion, just like somebody like, oh, I don't know, Sebastian Bach, he can have his opinion, and people will examine that opinion and then move on and make their own way in life and come to their own conclusions. I don't know why that's so difficult, but we're living in the age where if you don't agree with secular humanism everywhere, in every aspect of business, society, so-called music, arts, whatever it is, if you don't agree with those tenets, then you're going to be ostracized. You're going to be made fun of. And you'll put out a statement, and then it'll turn up in an article, and you're like, hey, all I was saying is that I think this event was kind of dark and demonic, and I don't know if it was a ritual or not. I don't have proof of that, but there certainly was darkness, and there were a lot of other places you could have gone. You could have gone to a Bible study that night, and you would have probably still been here. Or you could have done a number of things. You've gone roller skating or to the bowling alley or whatever. There were choices that weren't dark. And I'm not saying that that is the reason why people didn't make it. 9 people so far have lost their lives because of this event. It could have just been really bad planning. All right. You know, it happened to the Who and the Rolling Stones and other bands in history. I don't know. I don't have all the answers for people, but when the media focuses on this stuff, they're almost like, really? You have some kind of religious faith? Get off my page. Get out of my life. You know, and those are the people that they really hate. And those are the people who I've met throughout my life who are more the salt of the earth. Even if you don't agree with their theology top to bottom, they're typically driven by something that's a little bit more important than they are. And I think that's the entire point.